That's the FAFSA. And all of you have already, used the FAFSA before, and matter of fact, we'll get ready for the next school year, So in February, we're going to be starting the FAFSA for the 2013-14 school year. But that is your entrance point to getting aid to go to school, okay? FAFSA, it stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. That being said, free. Now, if you go to FAFSA.com and they're going to charge you $75, then you're at the wrong place. And the Department of Education will never get your information, okay? It's free. So, if anybody's charging you, you need to come down and see us because this is free, okay? So, what determines your financial aid is the info that you provide on the FAFSA. Many times students get upset, well, that's not right. I didn't get but this much, but this is what you put on your FAFSA, okay? What determines the amount of aid that you can get is basically your tax information. Your adjusted gross income, your exemptions, the amount of income tax paid, the number of people in your household are called drivers of your EFC. They drive it up or down. The lower your EFC, the more free money that you can get. And that's the goal. We want more students. You're fine. We want students to get the free money. Loans is always the last resort, but free money, you don't have to pay it back. It goes towards your education. It helps assist you on your way. You can't just live off of it. You're still going to have to work, but it can help with your, amount of your tuition and your books and gas, things like that. So once you put that information in, it will tell us what your expected family contribution is. EFC. When you hit submit, it says EFC, they'll say equal, and they'll give you a number, okay? That number is what the government says this student, based on their information they gave us, can contribute to the cost of their education, okay? Lots of times, if your EFC is 0, that's great. That means that you can get the maximum amount of Pell. It will tell you, based on your information, you may be eligible for Pell, equal, and it'll tell you amount, 5,550, 2,000, 1,300, 500, whatever it is, it will tell you, okay? And it'll also say you may be eligible for, and it will say loans. That doesn't mean you're definitely going to get it. It's just based on the information you provided, this is what you may be eligible for. Okay, so once you hit submit, it takes 7 to 10 days before the institution that you're going to go to get your information. Now, the institution you want to go to, you need to make sure that their school code is on your FAFSA. Because if their school code is not on your FAFSA, they will never get your information. There are a lot of students who come here on registration day and they say, well, I did my FAFSA. We pull it up, yeah, they did it, but they didn't put James Sprott on their FAFSA, so we will never get the information, okay? So you can put up to 10 schools up there. And each school that you get put up there, they can see your financial aid information, okay? Randomly, students are chosen for verification. Like maybe 30% of the students are chosen. And this year you may be chosen, next year you may not. Or sometimes each year it may seem like you're chosen. Or some people may never be chosen. It's just random. We don't select it. The Department of Education says, verify the student's income. And when we verify, we're going to ask for you to submit a tax transcript. No longer will we accept the tax returns. Tax returns is what you get back from H&R Block, TurboTax, Jackson Hewitt. We can't accept those paper returns anymore. Do you know why we can't accept those? Because sometimes people aren't truthful. You can put anything you want to on that. But if you order your tax transcript from the IRS, we know that this is really what was submitted. Believe it or not, some people would say that, they only made $20,000, and they would do one of those handwritten 1040 forms, and that this person owns 2 businesses, and they got income coming in, but they're not being truthful. And it's not about what we know, it's about what we can prove. So we couldn't really investigate no further. But if it comes from the IRS, we know exactly what you really found, okay? So when on the FAFSA, if you remember this year, they had something called Link to the IRS.
Yes.
Okay? If you hit that button, all your information is automatically pulled in, okay? So that means if you are chosen for verification, we don't need any of your tax info. We just need you to fill out something called a verification form. And verification form just simply, is allowing us to verify the people in your household, you know, or if you receive SNAP benefits or, you know, or WIC or something like that. And the reason why we're looking for that is because people who receive food stamps or WIC or you know, SSI, those are called automatic zeros. That means your EFC is automatically a zero if you say you receive those benefits, okay? You know, so even if you say you made $40,000 or $50,000, if somebody in your household received food stamps, then the government is going to automatically put it to a zero.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So since I worked last year and I have Medicaid now because I'm pregnant, that will count for that too?
Yeah, if you have checked it on your FAFSA saying that, you know, you receive those benefits, it's called automatic zero.
So my ELC automatically zero for the next year?
And also, if you are unemployed and your income is drastically changed, that's called special and unusual financial circumstances. And what will happen then, we'll get you to fill out the form and you'll tell us that you're unemployed. We'll get a statement of your unemployment benefits, a statement from your employer telling your last day of employment. And what we can do is offer a professional judgment. You know, we can take your income out, you know, what you had last year since you're no longer working. And we'll take that out and that can drop your EOC from some people not being eligible for Pell at all to all the way down to a zero, and they can get full Pell. But we don't know unless you tell us, because we're not going to inquire any further. We're going to look at what you gave us, because we can't question 2 people in the office. We can't question 1,600 people to make sure that they check the right box. You know, but if you come and let us know, then we can do that. Okay?
Go ahead.
One's unemployed and the spouse is working.
Then we will take out the unemployed person's income, which will help out too. Because sometimes if the, you know, the husband, wife, and one of them's not working, we take out the wife's income, whoever's not working, and that makes a huge difference as well. Yeah.
Okay. My situation just changed. You don't know any of this stuff. My situation just changed. The doctor put me on bed rest last month. And she said I would not be able to work the rest of my pregnancy. My due date is not until June 23rd. Could they have changed any circumstance as far as my outcome as far as?
Not for this school year.
But it will help for
next
next year.
You know,
Thank you for saying
it's
that.
always important for you to come in and let us know what's going on. Or, you know, well, let's get back. Okay, after you are awarded, you know, to keep that financial aid, you know what you need to do. What are your requirements to keep financial aid? If you go to our website,
You gotta have that 10 to 65.
2.0 and a 67% completion rate. That just means that your 2.0, that's the government's asking you to rock all C's. That's not much to ask, because if we have children, we expect for them to do better than all C's, right? Okay, so you need to have at least a C average, okay? And if you drop below that 2.0, after that first semester, they won't give you a warning.
Probation, right?
Yeah, that's your warning period. But 2 semesters back to back of below that 2.0 results in termination of financial aid. You can't get it here. You may go somewhere else and get it, but the same rules apply. 2 semesters of poor performance back to back result in termination of your financial aid. Same thing with the completion rate. I know y'all have heard me talk about it, but if y'all could go to our website later on, or now if you want to, on the financial aid webpage, I have a PowerPoint called SAP, Satisfactory Academic Progress. And we send those out at the end of each semester. The system, once the grades are posted, the system will send it out, letting you know where you stand. You are either satisfactory, warning, or you there's a status called max 150. That's something else we'll talk about, and suspended because you haven't done what you're supposed to do. And your completion rate, a lot of students, they feel like I'm gonna withdraw from this class because I'm scared I'm gonna fail it. Okay, withdrawing does save your GPA. You know, if you got a 3.0 and you feel like you're gonna just bomb the whole semester, you withdraw for everything, you still gonna have 3.0. But what is your completion rate? Completion rate is the total number of hours you have successfully completed divided by the total number of hours that you have registered for since your beginning your enrollment at James Front. Okay? So that first semester you are out here and you registered for 12 semester hours and you withdrew from 2 classes. So that left you with 6. You successfully completed 6 hours, but you registered for 12. your completion rate is 6 divided by 12, 50%. So that student is on a warning.
Okay.
And even if they make both A's, they still on warning, that's a 4.0. But remember, it's 2 requirements. You just can't have better than a 2.0. You gotta have that 2.0 plus 67% completion rate. Okay?
So people don't factor in the completion rate.
No,
Just focus
they
on
don't.
grades.
You know,
Okay.
so, you know, that's what that comes in when we talk about pass rates and completion rate. Because the government's like, you're an investment. They're giving you money to go to school, and they expect for you to perform. But if they see that they're giving you money, then you're just gonna drop or withdraw, you are a risk, you know? So you gotta think about those things. So the next semester, you know, you do okay, but maybe you withdraw from another class, okay? Okay, anytime you withdraw, your completion rate's gonna go further and further down, you know? So even though your grades may not be terrible, but if I see your transcript and it says WWWWWB, we gonna have a problem,
Right.
okay? Okay, so then
Like why
you
we
lose,
giving you money?
yeah, you lose your eligibility to receive financial aid. But if you come to us before this happens, if you have a medical emergency or something like that's going on, you know, I'll make a note of it. I make notes in the system for everything. You know, sometimes I put our students the whole conversation in there, you know, or each time they come in, so, you know, we can track what's going on. Because there's so many of you, you know, really, I can't remember who I talked to yesterday because I see so many students, you know, day to day. So I just make those notes. So if you come to me and let me know that, okay, you know, we know life happens. You know, your children can get sick, you can get sick. You know, we have parents. You know, somebody might have passed away or something like that, which caused you not to come to school, and you know you had to drop that class. Then I can make a note of that, and again, I'll make a professional judgment. But if I see you at the end of every semester, and there's a problem every semester, I'm going to have a problem with you. You know, because, you know, life happens. You know, I understand. I'm a single parent. You know, I went to school, you know, doing it all by myself, and I understand life happens. But every semester, sometimes we got to take responsibility for our actions.
Right.
You know, so that's how that works, okay? When I say max out 150%, that's something different. That's not necessarily that you've been performing poorly. It just means you've been coming out here for a really long time and you haven't got a degree yet.
Oh, okay.
That's really what that means.
I think there's quite a few of them out here.
Yeah, but max out 150% is also a government, you know, regulation, you know, and they're saying whatever your major is, how many hours it takes for you to complete it, they give you times 150%. So they give you more than enough time to complete it. You know, they call it a time frame, but I'm looking at hours. Like if early childhood is 73 hours to graduate, times 150%, that means that student can take no more than 106 hours. You know, and by 106 hours, y'all are at community college. Y'all could almost have a bachelor's degree.
That's right.
You know, really, if you think about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay? So once you reach that, and you know, and we do not count, that's why sometimes it goes out to the system just count hours. We will take out the developmental classes. We'll take out up to 30. You know, those reading ADs and those classes that help you build your skills so you can take your major. We can take out up to 30 of those. Okay. So that
So you really have no excuse that you can take all that out.
you shouldn't. But sometimes that's what happens when people say, I want to do a double major. I'm nurse and I'm also cosmetology. See, these are two different majors that have nothing in
Not
common.
crossing at all.
Yeah, so you're taking two different, you know, types of courses. And what happens, even though you say, I'm a double major, that just means that that's your personal decision, but the government's looking at one major, whatever your primary major is. I don't care how many majors you add to admissions over there, you only have one primary major. So if your major is early childhood, nursing, cosmetology, and we got some of those out here.
Right.
Your primary major is early childhood, so every nursing course is going towards that major. Every cosmetology course is going towards that major. So what happens when you have all these classes going on, you may end up maxing out because you only can take up to 106 in early childhood, and you may not have a degree in anything.
Oh.
And that happens unfortunately a
So
lot.
they're not gonna separate it, they look at it as all going towards one
Yeah,
major.
because they're only looking at that one primary major.
wow.
But each institution, they do things different. Here, once you graduate, we will start your SAP status over. Like somebody who graduated in 2010, you know, they had maximum 50%. We will push them to satisfactory because this is James Sprunt's policy. You know, they will start your SAP status over again. Okay, so you can keep going. But I always say, just stay focused on one major at a time. Now, let's say closely related,
Like-
school age, early childhood, accounting, business.
Right, it's on their business and
Things like that, those are closely related. But, you know, when the student comes to me with those change your major forms, and they say, you know, I'm criminal justice, but I want to be early childhood, I'm not going to sign it, because that's, we might have problems later on. And the only thing we're trying to do is prevent you coming to our office fussing when, you know, you get those messages, you know. So we're trying to let you know on the front end, you know, what's going on, okay? So, what else? Anybody got any questions so far? Yeah.
You're talking about that website for for financial aid. Is that the website? Or?
That's it.
Okay. I just-
FAFSA.ed.gov. Remember that gov part. If you go to FAFSA.com, because some people type real fast, they just automatically FAFSA.com. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I don't know who's in charge of that, but they get all your information and we will never get it, you know? So your information is floating out there. So that makes me real weary of that, you know?
And I did that the first time, it said submit, I said $75, this ain't right. And my sister put up that website and I had to do it over.
And we have a link on our website as well. And just make sure that when you do your FAFSA, you need to do it around February after you file your taxes. I think with the fiscal cliff and everything, there's like it's a delay.
The 30th,
Yeah.
It's like
30th.
Okay,
January.
so say like, this will be the first time I filed taxes. I was still, when I filled out my financial information, I was behind. Once I'm all,
Yeah, that's right. Until, that's a good question. A lot of students, you know, until the age of 24, or you're married or have children, in the eyes of the government, even though you may live by yourself and all that kind of stuff, they think of you as dependent, meaning you are dependent on your parents and they're going to ask for your parents' information, unless there's some special circumstances. If anytime, you know, one of you know, I think since the age of 13, if you were like a ward of the court or in legal guardianship, a lot of students say in legal guardianship. That does not mean that your parents are your legal guardian. Legal guardianship is a technical term, you know, which means that you went to court and they gave somebody else permission to be your legal guardian. Those kind of things, being at risk at homeless, those kind of things can make you independent if you're under the age of 24, you know. Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I have a situation that changed also. Do I need to come to the office or do I need to go on the website, make changes, or wait till I file again?
You need to wait till you back up. Right now, at this school year, it's a wrap, it's done. But when you file your FAFSA, it's asking for you a present snapshot right now, what's going on you right now. Okay? So that's why sometimes the students, when they file it, they are working. But by the time school starts, things have happened. And that's when you need to come to the financial aid office, you know, or divorce. That's another one. You know, parents have separated. And then the student is no longer staying with both parents. They don't have both incomes in the house. They may just have the moms or the dads. And then, you know, we'll have to go and we'll have to take out that income, and, you know. But if you let your financial aid officer know what's going on, we can help you better. It's better to be proactive than reactive, you know. Because I definitely don't want you to come to see me on refund day. It's busy enough, you know. You know. And that's something else we need to talk about. No matter your age, when you are awarded, when we award you and you check your web advisor, you will see your award letter. Those grant money is based on full-time enrollment. When you see those numbers up there, that's based on full-time. Do you know what full-time is? How many hours is full-time?
12.
12, that's right. Awesome. Do you know how many enrollment statuses there are here? Okay. Some students say, I'm only part-time. That tells me nothing. You know, I don't know what part-time could be, 11 hours, it could be 3 hours, I don't know. But there are 4 enrollment statuses out here. You have full-time, you know, 12 or more hours. You have quarter-time, That's 9 to 11 hours.
Okay.
You have halftime, 6 to 8 hours. And 5 hours or less is considered less than halftime. That's how it's labeled. And each time you drop enrollment statuses, the amount of aid that you get changes.
Your
Okay?
award.
So even on that award letter, it said, this is based on 12 hours. So if you got $27.75 in Pell, that's based on 12 hours. But if you're only 10 hours, that $27.75 is going to drop to $20.82. About $695. If you drop from full time, let's say you drop all the way down to 6 hours, you're only gonna get $1,388. So you're not gonna get that full time money if you're not enrolled full time. Okay, so we understand like during the semester, students you may drop throughout the semester, but if you drop before a certain point and you've already been refunded that money, you're gonna have a balance on your account when you come back to school. Because some students be like, well, I can't register. Why can't I register? You got a balance on your account because you withdrew early. You need to find out what day in the semester you can drop without affecting your present aid. Your present aid. I didn't say that next semester you won't be unsatisfactory because you dropped your completion rate has stayed down. But if you don't want any money on your account, balance on your account, you need to find out that date. This year, this semester, that date is March 13th. If you drop at March 13th, or after, you don't have to pay back the school any money. Okay? Again, that does not mean that you're going to be in good standing. That does not mean that your completion rate is going to be, okay. Withdrawal is always the last resort. You don't want to just come to school and come to school and come to school.
Right.
We want to, get you focused on that goal so that you can move on. Hopefully, most of you, we want you to go on to a 4-year school. That is what our goal is here. So, is there any other questions?
So how do you check your completion rate?
You can look at your transcript on WebAdvisor. And and it will show your withdrawals and it'll show everything, okay? And what you do, you just add up all the number of hours that you have registered for, and the top number, your numerator is always your successfully completed hours. But most of the time when I come by, I try to send students an email and I will send a letter to their address saying that, your completion rate is, and I'll tell how many hours you have registered for, how many hours you've completed,
Is that on your report card too?
It's not on your report.
It's not. What is on the bottom of your report card? Isn't it? Never mind. I'll get to that later. Okay.
I just have one more question. You might have already said this already. Just make sure I'm right. Okay, when I would, because I had to withdraw from a class last semester. When you withdraw from a class and it says it won't go against your financial aid, it won't go against the money, but it will go against your
completion
rate.
Yes. Every time you withdraw from a class, it hurts your completion rate. Some students, even though they did well this semester, they have withdrawn so much previously, even though they passed every class this semester, it still wasn't enough to bring them up,
So it never goes away?
It's cumulative. Financial aid is cumulative.
Okay.
They look at everything that you've done since you've been out here. Any institution you go to, at their institution, they're going to look at your past performance. And that's how your status, your SAC status is determined. Even your GPA is cumulative. Even if you made all A's this semester and you made all F's the semester before, you may not, those A's may not have been enough to bring you up to a 2.0 because it's cumulative. A lot of students will say, well, how is this possible? I got a 3.8 this semester. I was like, yeah, but I'm looking at your transcript. I said semester before, you made all F's and 1B, but it wasn't enough. So sometimes you can do so poorly until it would take, a few semesters to bring you back up into compliance. So it's hard to dig yourself out of that hole once you go so far.
So it's like like in a rock and a hard place, what's the best thing to do? If you're in a class and you're not going to pass, and
you can withdraw, just don't make it a habit.
Oh, okay.
That's the only time it hurts you is when you make it a habit.
Okay.
One withdrawal here and there is not going to hurt you. But those people who I call habitual offenders, withdraw. I see some transcripts and they look like web addresses. www. What can you do? Then they get, I don't want the students to get upset, but it is what it is. So lots of times, I don't argue back and forth because there's no
Right,
need. I'll
okay.
just print it out and I'll just let you look at it. You did this, you
Okay.
know. You know, some students say that, you know, I wasn't here, how's that possible? I said, well, you were here, you know, in 2004, and here are your grades right here, you know. So, you know, those are some things that you got to consider, you know.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
A lot of students don't realize that what you do at that particular time stays with you. I mean,
Right.
it just doesn't go away.
Okay.
And you know, because whenever we pull up transcripts, it goes back to the 70s, don't it?
It does. And
You
we
know,
have
and-
students who've been out here, you know, consistently since I was born, you know. Really.
Yeah.
I mean,
It does.
and some people have degrees in everything, things that we don't even have. I think firefighting, all kinds of foolishness, you know. They've been out here for a long time. And now there's a limit on how much Pell you can get. So when you're here, you need to make it count. Because the government has limited you to 6 years of Pell.
Okay.
And then they're cutting you off. That's it. And it goes back to the 70s. You know, some students, and they call it the LEU, Lifetime Pell Eligibility Used Rule. And you can look at, you can look at yourself, look at your own account. You can go to NSLDS, and it'll tell you how many years you know, gone to school. And if you go to school, you know, that first year and you use all your Pell that first year, that's 100%, 200%. Maybe you only went half time this year, so that's maybe 50%, so that's like 250%. But once you get to 600%, the government has stopped you. You know, that's it. No more free money. You know, then you're only limited to loans, you know, and you don't want to get to that point, you know. And if you look at all the free money that you've gotten, and you know, some people have gotten over maybe $60,000 in Pell over their lifetime, you know, and you want to have something to show for it, you know. So that's important, you know. And unfortunately, once you get that point, that's it. So then your options are only, unfortunately, loans. And not all institutions are going to be participating loans. Our institution will not be participating in the William D. Ford loan program after this year.
You said where?
This year, this is it.
This is it?
This
Where?
is- yeah,
That's
no
the
more.
Stafford?
Yeah,
Okay.
no more, you know. And really and truly, at community college level, most students at this school receive full Pell, most of them, you know. And that Pell is enough to cover your tuition, your books, and you'll still have money left over, you know. But the problem with the loans is that the students who already left the school and had the loans, they fail to pay them back, okay? That causes your default rate to rise. And when the institution's default rate goes up to like 25%, you can get no more Pell Grant. The school are not eligible to participate in the Pell program no more. You know, so that means this hurts the students that are here now because the actions some other people did. You know, so you know, it's
So
just
that's any kind of loan after this year.
what?
That's any kind of loan
That's
after
gonna
this
have
year.
grants.
Well, no, well, we can't get loans. We're not participating in the loan program.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
after this year.
You can, I guess, go to a bank or something.
Yeah, you can get a personal
but we
loan.
wouldn't encourage that.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
You know, you want to wait until you go to a 4-year college or university before you start accruing a lot of loan debt. I would, you know, because unfortunately, you know, I've seen students here, you know, I don't know if they're here right now, but at a 2-year institution, they couldn't get any more loan money because they have reached the maximum amount of loans that they can get. There's a limit on everything you can get. For loans, you can't get any more than like $54,000 as an undergrad. Undergrad is anybody who's working on a bachelor's degree or right? And if you're at this school and you're a student out here and you got over $54,000 in student loans, there's a problem. You know, those are what we call habitual offenders. Something else that the government is on to. Those students who go from school to school to school and they take out loans at different schools. You know, next year is going to be a lot of changes in our verifications and stuff. The Department of Education is really, you know, cracking down. And there's different verification statuses. You know, we got like 5 different ones. You know, you'll have to verify just about everything. You know, if you say you getting, you know, food stamps or something like that, you won't have to get something from social services. Bring it back here, say that you are. If you say you've paid child support, then you have to put down how much you paid, who you paid it to, and we'll have to verify, you know, that as well. So they're really cracking down because basically we know what's going on in DC. the government is broke. So, and a lot of people have been scamming the system for a long time, and it's hurting those people who really are doing what they're supposed to do. But, you know, things will get better hopefully, but until then, you know, we're just gonna have to be diligent in what we do, and what we ask for you is not to make you upset or make it hard for you. We just ask you, because that's what the Department of Education wants us to get from you.
Well, I got one more semester, right? And you know, I come through with
Yeah.
WIA, so I'm gonna still get the mail, but the other, I'm just gonna, it worked right on time.
Yeah.
I don't owe that much money, okay?
So you said as far as the government system like food stamps or Medicaid and all that, so we have to show proof of that
Start next year. when we-
starting in the fall?
Yeah.
And
Like
so,
if you're chosen for, you may not be chosen for very, but you are,
Right.
you know, we'll send you like the form that we need you to take to social services.
So
And
everyone
everyone
has
that
a-
won't be chosen for verification, you mean it's just gonna be like you're saying, like you're.
Yeah, if you're not
audited?
chosen for verification.
So it's like an audit.
Yeah, that's what verification, like some students, we ask for tax information, some people, we don't, because 30% of the students were chosen for verification, randomly, you know. If you're not chosen, that means great. The government say, hey, let's give them, you know, whatever they put on their FAFSA, we're gonna take them as their word, they're, you know, telling the truth. Now, not less, you know, we know, something is really wrong, you know. But something else I wanna talk to y'all about is when y'all file taxes and you're married, do you know how you're supposed to file if you're married? Not as head of household. Both of y'all can't, you and your husband can't both file head of household. Y'all realize that's against the law, right? Okay. Because we get so many students, you know, they're married and they file as head of household. We know why you do it, try to get a bigger refund, you know. But we can't accept that. You have to do a tax amendment. So when you file your taxes, when you're married, you need to file as married filing jointly or married filing separately. If not, I can't even take it. And I tell people that when I'm filling out a FAFSA, I said, do you realize you need to do a tax? Yeah. Then they come in with the same mess and I got to give it back to them. And we just go round and round, you know. So, so that's something else. Just most time, if you be truthful, everything's going to work out, you know, one way or the other. I mean, even if you don't qualify for Pell, you still, there's scholarships, you know. It makes me so mad that students come and they don't have any financial aid, but there's scholarships out there. The Heron Scholarship, the State Employees Credit Union Scholarship. Those are like $1,500 a semester and stuff. And they don't even apply, you know. It just makes me, because there's free money out there that you can use, you know, but, you know, a lot of students don't want to do it because they have to write a paper, you know. They have to write an essay, you know. Most students will not apply for a scholarship if they have to write an essay. That's just a little tidbit of information that you can use. So if you apply, most chances are you'll probably get it, just because most people aren't going to apply for it, you know. You'll be surprised, like all the scholarships we do, if there's anything about writing an essay or anything, we may get maybe 4 people to turn it in.
Wow.
Are there any other questions?
So, okay, back to the government fund, the government assistance. Do you have to be under the government assistance then when you apply for it, or can it be that previous year, like anything?
No, it's when you are presently applying for that FAFSA.
Right.
Right then, that's what I was
Okay.
asking.
Okay.
Anything else?
You've been helpful.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
glad, but y'all go to the financial aid webpage and there are links like about SAP status, and there's like in the PowerPoint there are examples of transcripts and it teach you how to figure out your completion rate so you can see what we see, you know, things like that. There's information about 150%, you know, because some students come in and they've been here years ago, they never got a degree, so when they come in, this lady, she came in years ago, I think her major was like criminal justice or something like that. So she took all those classes, but she never completed. Now she came back, and I forgot what it was, maybe early childhood or whatever. I had to take all of those courses that she took and it counted against her early childhood. So before she even got started, I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, you already maxed out. You know, you're already maxed out. Some students, you know, okay, I'm gonna change my major to this, and everything they change it to, they've already maxed out. You know, you can't take but so much. This is community college, so you know, 110 hours is probably the maximum amount that you can take out here.
That's
So
a lot,
you,
that's a lot of
yeah,
hours.
especially if you've never graduated, you know, and you just keep coming and you change your mind. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. That really hurts you. So when you come in, you know, it's really good to get with a counselor or talk to somebody to figure out exactly what you want to do, you know, and stay focused. So anytime I talk to anybody and they say I'm a cosmetology nurse, I'm like, Lord, they don't know what in the world they want to do. They're gonna fix a person's hair while they in the hospital. I don't know what they're doing. You'll have some problems, but you know, it's hard, especially when you're younger. You know, you come in, you think you want to do one thing, and then you change your mind. But if you're unsure, I always say do general education. General education is pretty much make your own degree. You know, so you can find out what you're interested in, and then if you decide you want to transfer, a lot of those courses will be able to transfer. You know. Are there any other questions? Well, all right. That's my time today. Hopefully, I won't be seeing too many of y'all. Everybody should be taken care of. Everybody has been awarded their financial aid. We're good. All right.
I do have a question. I can
Yeah.
say afterwards. I want to ask you
Okay.
something.
But you, to know that you award anything, you just go on WebAdvisor, right?
Please do. You know, there's some students have been out here for like over a year and have never logged into their emails and stuff.
I heard somebody said the other day.
You know,
They don't
so
check out your
I said that's sad. I said one girl called me and I told her, you know, about our refund dates. Our refund dates are now posted on our website. Calling me. It's the first thing I did this year. Okay. Okay. One girl told me that I told her to check her email, and once you know you get when it's time to pick a refund check, it will tell you the date, time, and place. She told me that would not work for her.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Why?
Well, you know,
You don't have to go to update.
I guess she wanted to be special.
Oh.
She said, you can't call? I said, I seriously doubt I called 1,600 people to tell them to come pick up their check. You know? But it would not work for her.
Wow.
Oh dear God.
I know, you gotta help these people. I don't know.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know if it's the generation gap.
It's the
you know,
generation,
what,
I
but
think.
I'm not that old. I'm only 36, you know. So I'm wondering what in the world. It won't